Everybody, thanks for watching. So I wanted to kind of sort of put some things in perspective for the newly conscious people. It's a lot of people who are leaving religion and coming into the understanding of our true history and becoming conscious and wanting to, be involved in everything that entails and understand what they need to do to further their education and their spiritual journey here. And, a lot of people don't really get, the system. And I have a lot of videos where I really get into this stuff, but I really wanted to talk about a couple of things because of recent, events. Everybody has already went through the whole H&M thing and talked about that. And, Donald Trump calling, African countries and, Haiti shithole countries or what have you. That has been talked about. But a lot of people don't realize that, we have to really stop paying attention to this kind of information and stop fueling it with our energy. We really got to get away from this stuff and realize what we are seeing is a part of an agenda, a part of a trap that is basically using our energy to fuel their agenda. So, with the whole H&M thing, it's just, common sense for people to understand. One, they're not stupid. H&M is not stupid. It's not a stupid company. They understood before they launched the ad that it was wrong and that it would be controversial and it would cause issues. And they did it anyway for that very reason. And, the amount of people that, edited the photo and reposted and, retweeted and what have you is staggering, especially when it comes to, African American people that, it's showing that we are willing to go ahead and use our energy and our efforts to, get behind something that is, there to hinder us rather than to understand what it's about. We should be looking at this stuff and not being surprised at all anymore. I don't understand how a lot of black people seem outraged about a lot of the things we have been seeing from, white America, with these college kids coming out doing the things that they have done. And everything we've been seeing from these corporations and companies, we should not be surprised about anything after just looking at our history and understanding that, remember, we had slavery, which is just, enough said right there. You had babies fed, to alligators. They fed babies to alligators, black babies. So there's nothing that any white person can do or this system can do that will surprise me at all. You can feed a baby to an alligator. There's nothing that you wouldn't do. So we lend our energy and our time and effort to a lot of these ploys and a lot of this stuff to fuel an agenda and to get the reaction that they want from us, that they're using to gauge us and use that, information to move forward as far as their agenda. So when we spend all this time and energy and effort talking about stuff that we know it's normal, that we should not be shocked by. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, what are we supposed to do? Ignore it, not talk about it at all? And yeah, exactly. Ignore it. And as long as we do not ignore it and do not retweet it and repost it and talk about it and try to be the first one to post it or say something about it to get likes and comments and all that kind of stuff, as long as we ignore this stuff and keep doing what we're supposed to do as far as moving forward as a people and as a person, you personally, I talked about before how, we are not really going to unite. It's just not going to happen. I don't see it happening because, we have too many religions. We have too many ideas. People got too many opinions and egos. And us coming together in this kind of society, the way things is in the black community with the kind of culture that we have, playing somebody today is cool. When I was growing up, you played somebody, it's a fight. But now any little thing that you post, trying to play somebody or one up somebody is like the new cool thing for some reason. Like people really get some kind of buzz off of trying to play you, especially on social media. And people get some kind of, buzz trying to one up you in anything. That's just how it is. And we do this to ourselves, to each other, our own people. You have, even in my situation and other situations, you have people who trying to put out information to help people. And the very people that they're trying to help are attacking them with just meaningless, stupid stuff. It's like, what is the point of you doing this? It's for a like, it's for a comment. So, they have us in a very, messed up situation And we are feeding that situation by adding to the promotion of the very agenda, the very plan that they have hatched to hinder us. So a lot of you may be thinking, well, what's the whole point of the whole H&M thing? What is that all about? What is the whole point about the whole, shithole remarks and everything that Trump has been saying that's, racial and controversial throughout his, term. And that's the point you got to really pay attention to. See, one of the things I wanted to see first was what would be Trump's agenda. Because when you do the research, when you pay attention, every president has their agenda. They have their war on something. They're going after something. And if one president doesn't get it done, he gets another term. He doesn't get it done then, the next president comes in and picks up where that president leaves off, which we have seen clearly with Trump picking up with Syria after Obama, which Syria was Obama's job that he did basically almost accomplish, but, Trump finished it off. But, we see them going after our weapons and going after so many different things. It's so much that they're going after that America is not aware of, and people are not aware of because they are not paying attention. One of the reasons for this whole thing with H&M and everything else we have been seeing as far as censorship is for that reason. They're coming after the internet. I've been talking about this for months now. And just pay attention to the things that Trump has done and has said. His job during his term as president is to get some kind of something taken away from the internet, which he has already done that, as YouTubers have seen. And it's the censorship. Now, you had last year, even in September, remember, after that bombing in London, there was something that happened in London when Trump, he basically came out and said that we need to basically cut off the internet or, use it differently. He tweeted this. And there was this whole thing about the internet. And then you see, even before that, we had the issue with Trump wanting to censor the media and make this whole, panel, this whole thing to where they decide what's actual news. And that was stemming from the election when they said that, it was hacked and, it was rigged and, the Russians did this and that. And they were using that to try to push for some kind of legislation against the internet. And we had to deal with that. Then we're looking at net neutrality, as I did a whole video on that, talking about that, and them basically trying to, push the internet under corporations and let corporations deal with it, which many corporations would spring up and the internet will no longer be free, and they will be able to censor and control what domains have, strength and what domains are strong and puts out good signals and, are able to upload and download fast and everything like that, which would be crazy because if you have a site that they do not like, they can make your bandwidth, they can make your whole entire page just slow, super slow. So if they were able to control that, that would be like, done deal for anybody that's trying to put out anything on the internet that is not under their control. So, Trump's whole thing, and all the stuff that you've been seeing, it's about that. And what has been going on ever since, we've been seeing all these racial slurs and issues and stuff against African Americans, and we've been complaining. Everybody's been complaining and talking, and we've been protesting and all kinds of stuff. And it's exactly what they want. It's so they can do what they have always done. They give us the problem, and they're going to give us the solution. And the solution is going to be, well, guess what? Since you are offended by this, we can't show this no more. And I was talking about on Instagram, if you follow me, on YouTube, on Facebook as well, I posted a picture where I was trying to boost a post that was anti-Christian. It's a video that was circulating about this dude trying to freaking slide off the balcony on like a zip line in church. It's hilarious. So I wanted to see if I could boost this video, to actually pay to boost the video. I pay YouTube monthly to advertise, for my channel, for my videos, my DVDs. So I said, let me see if I can pay YouTube to boost this. Pay Facebook to boost this post. And Facebook wouldn't even allow me to pay to boost that post, to boost a post that's already circulating for free, but they wouldn't allow me to pay to boost it further. So that tells you something. And they said no based upon, it being offensive to other people. But it's already allowed on YouTube. So why can't I pay to boost it when it's already allowed on Facebook, excuse me? So why can't I pay to boost it? And that's the thing. That's what's going on. And if you're a YouTuber, if you're a person who does this type of stuff, you are seeing it. You can see that they are stopping every little thing. I think almost every week, almost every day for a while, I get an email from YouTube saying that they basically censored one of my videos or they took down one of my videos. It's happening over and over again. And I put up there, I showed you guys that they censored why did the black slaves get the Bible, that video, which was like almost at 500,000 views. And then all of a sudden, it's censored. So you can still watch it. It's just censored. And it has like a freaking, disclaimer there. So this is what they're doing. This is what they're headed towards. Just like Facebook said, no, you cannot promote this video because it's offensive to people. This is what's going to happen. Everything is going to be offensive. You can't post this because it's going to offend black people. You can't post this because it's going to offend Arabs and Muslims. You can't post this because it's going to offend white people. And that's the main thing. See, now everything has come so touchy-feely, and everything is about, offending people. And we're seeing all these issues and everything popping up in the media about offensive language and everything like that. It is not user-friendly, or it's not advertiser-friendly content. Remember that whole thing I talked about for YouTube. It's not advertiser-friendly. So they don't want you posting it because it's going to offend people, and advertisers don't want to offend people. And this is what they're doing. That's what it's headed towards. It's going to create a censorship. But the problem with that is it's going to hinder anybody that's trying to put out any truth, especially in regards to African history, African American history. So if you want to put out something that has to do with, black history, Black Wall Street or slavery or anything like that, guess what? It's going to be deemed offensive. Oh, you can't put this out because it's going to be offensive to white folks. You can't talk about this history because it's going to be offensive to white folks. And this is what it's going to come down to. And they're going to use this to somehow censor what we do. The good thing about this is it is so much backlash about any type of internet censorship from everybody. And that's one of the things that is going to be very hard for them to do, but they're going to keep pushing it, just like they're going to keep pushing the whole gun thing. And we're going to keep seeing things that is, leaning towards censorship for the internet, issues that's going to happen, things that's going to break out, and they're going to go ahead and try to present the solution, which is going to be some kind of internet censorship. Same thing with guns. We're going to keep seeing these, so-called terror attacks and these shootings, these mass shootings, until they get some kind of legislation that they want for, taking away our guns. And that's what it's about. The whole H&M thing is just part of that. People are offended. You can't post that ad, and it's we asking for exactly what we do not want. And that's what's going to happen by us, especially black folks, feeding into this stuff and sharing it and posting it and, just trying to get likes and comments. We are adding to our own destruction. We have to stop this. As soon as we stop it and just leave it alone and look at it like, whatever, and move on, this is how we fight back. This is how we do something. The more we keep putting our energy and consciousness towards their agenda and fueling it and helping it, the more it's going to hinder us in the end. So we got to really be mindful of what they're putting out and stop looking at every single thing that Trump does and Trump says and getting all crazy offensive about it. We can't really do nothing about the religious people and the unconscious people. I'm speaking to conscious people and to newly conscious folks. You know who you are, But for you guys, it's important for you guys to understand that and to try to pass that kind of information along to people who might not be conscious, and let them know, this is what they want us to do. You have a lot of people who still don't get it. A lot of people still trust in this government. A lot of people still trust in what the media put out. If the media is putting out anything, there's a reason behind it. They own it. Plain and simple. We sit and we complain about being oppressed. Everybody keep complaining about being oppressed and how the system, the government owns everything, and how white people got more money than everybody else and everything like that. And we see what they control and what they have, and then we look at what they're doing and being shocked about it. What are you shocked about? They're doing exactly what we know they are doing and what we are complaining about. It's crazy. They're trying to hinder us and oppress us. So when they do something, What is the shock? What is the shock? It's like, when you react to something and you are falling into that, that trap. Somebody's trying to get a reaction out of you. So when you react, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished for them. So this is what we're doing, and what we got to realize, that our reaction shouldn't be. If you know somebody's about to jump out the bushes and scare you, why do you go and get scared? You see them there, they're going to scare you. And it's like you still get scared when they jump out the bushes. You still go, And you see them the whole time. And it's basically what we're doing. We know they're about to jump out the bushes. We know something's going to come up. We can't react to it. We can't react. We got to keep going, and don't let it bother us. Plain and simple. If you as a conscious person is doing what you're supposed to be doing as far as being successful and bettering your life, help out who you can help out. But, don't really complain and worry about people who are not conscious. It's just going to create problems. Just take care of yourself. If we all as individual Black people took care of ourselves, if we were conscious, we took care of ourselves, become successful, in our own right, then that will take care of all the other problems. So we got to remember and keep in mind that that's the main thing that they are trying to hinder us from, is being successful. We've seen, throughout history, even with Black Wall Street, going up to Marcus Garvey and the Civil Rights Movement and everything else, every step we have taken towards success as a people has been, thwarted by them. They have did something to hinder us as a people, coming together and being successful as a group, unity is one of the things that they really fear the most from us. But, as individuals, we can do what we're supposed to do one at a time, not one at a time, but, one at the same time. Just as individuals, get your shit together, do what you're supposed to do, become successful, and stop having that mindset that you're going to work for your oppressors for the rest of your life and retire and get some kind of pension and what have you. A lot of people are just in these positions where they are forced to work and they don't see an out. A lot of people are not actively seeking an out because they don't know how to get out. They don't know what to do. And this is part of the problem that fits into the whole self-hate and the whole problem we have with unity as Black people, because we see things that we want in our life from other people. And instead of us congratulating or helping out or doing something, we hate because we can't have it. Black folks hate because they don't know how to get it. They want it. They don't know what to do. So it's hate. And it's been building up for a long time. And we see, so much, hate come from the Black community towards other Black people that is not, what we feel, should be successful as a Black person. So, if you're not famous, a celebrity, an actor, what have you, and you're doing something in the hood, or you're doing something that's just getting money, but you're not, famous, it just seems like we gravitate towards hating these people. And yeah, the celebrities get hate and everything as well, but you have more people wanting to be like them, than hate them. And that's the issue. We can't come together and really help each other out the way we should, because of, self-doubt and, issues that we have, internally as a person as far as success. So we got to look at that and understand that that's the main thing that they want to hinder from us, which is why we should push more for success more than anything else. Plain and simple. Stop worrying about what they're talking about, what they're doing. Be successful. Get your money up. Get your skills up. Do what you got to do to be successful. That should be your only drive, your only goal. At least raise successful kids. If you can't put the time and effort in yourself, put it into your child so your child can grow up and do something and, be successful. That works as well. So, it's been their plan for the longest. So we got to be mindful, again, that this is the main thing they want to hinder with us is success. And they have been doing it for a long time very well, which is why we had to get the whole affirmative action thing. And people don't understand about the Rooney Rule. They've been talking about that lately in the NFL, about the whole Rooney Rule with, they have to make sure they interview a minority candidate before they hire somebody as a head coach in the NFL. If they violate that, it's like a fine or something for the team. So they got to interview a minority to be hired as the head coach, because for a long time, they just didn't hire Black folks.